You're an off-duty cop.
Fuck you, Scar. You should be running this shit. It's your goddamn show. It's your baby. Tired of watching your baby every single day. Jesus.
But I mean, let's be honest. I pick bangers.
I don't care if you pick bangers, nigga. You don't take care of your kids.
I don't need to. I
Yes,
did
you
the bangers.
do.
I did.
Quit
I
having
did
all
the,
these
I
podcast
did.
ideas and then leaving me to do the episodes.
You were the one that had the podcast idea. I'm just here.
Talented.
I'm just here to talk.
Don't worry, Rashanii. I got you next time. Also, I was convinced I was doing Game of Thrones, and I'm still leaning towards Game of Thrones. But my wife started rewatching it for some random reason, so it's playing all the time in the house, and I really want to watch it. But I'm trying to wait till we do the show. And so I'm trying to convince myself, am I going to do Game of Thrones or Expanse? Do I want to piss off Rashanii or do I want to piss off Scar?
You want
No.
to piss off Shantae, you better do
No.
Game of Thrones, because if you do The Expanse, I'm going to quit.
Well, the Expanse was my other option because we didn't want to do my original option because the
The
show
Expanse is so
finished.
motherfucking boring.
Are you out your
Are
fucking
you out
mind?
of your mind?
It
That
is so
blasphemy.
goddamn.
What is
You are
TJ
out your
sometimes?
fucking mind.
Blasphemy.
I
Oh
started
my
watching
God.
The Expanse. When it went
I
to
don't give a fuck.
when it went to Prime,
I don't
and
give a
I
fuck.
watched it
I don't give
morning,
a. I don't
noon,
give
and
a.
night.
I
I
don't
watched
give
it
a
at work.
fuck.
I watched it at home. I caught up on all of the seasons
So
in
you're a
less than
nerd.
2 weeks.
I
don't give a
I just
fuck.
need to do a podcast on all of Rashani's terrible TV takes.
Oh, fuck you too.
I
Fuck
thought I
y'all.
was the one with terrible TV takes, but that one takes the cake. What
Y'all
the fuck?
talk
That's
so much
boring.
about Curb. We go live on Curb, and 300 people are watching us review a random episode of Curb because
Yeah, 'cause
everybody
there's-
loves the show except
No,
y'all
because
two.
they're stupid too.
Except y'all two. And then The Expanse, which is like one of the highest rated shows ever. Like,
You said Curb is one of the highest rated shows ever.
It is. And
Them
y'all
people
two
are
are the
fucking
only people who
stupid.
don't like
Them
it.
people are stupid. If that's the way it works, I don't give a fuck.
Y'all two are the only people.
I
who
don't give a
like it.
fuck.
But we know. I
I
don't
don't give
why
a-
Scar didn't like
I
it, but
don't
we
give
know
a-
why
I don't
Rashanii
give
didn't
a-
like it. We already
I know why I didn't like it, because the shit was boring.
because it didn't have.
That's why I didn't like The Expanse. The Expanse is boring to me. If I put to me, does that make people stop talking?
Rashanii needs at least 2 black characters.
When I watched that show, you know what I realized? One, if you don't catch it on a good day, you're not going to get engrossed in it.
You also
Two,
didn't like
you have to be a-
Succession.
You have to be a full. I'm the one who told you about
I
Succession.
know. Then you stopped watching.
Nigga, because I got shit to do. Do you know? Like, you know my life. I got shit. Nigga, I get to choose literally 2 shows that I can watch per week.
Seems to me like Succession should have been one of them.
I don't think it should have been. Even though Roman is fucking great, that show is not. I'll try it. I'm almost done with season 2.
See, another show with mostly white people. You know how like they have a rule where it's like.
I don't
if
know what you're talking about, because the Shield has all white people, and I like
No, it
it just fine.
They
Yes,
got
the
2
fuck
black
it does.
people in the ensemble. They got the woman and the gay guy.
And then they have the entirety of the strike team, and they have Danny, and they have Dutch, and they have.
Nigga, we saw the Black Power Ranger and we saw Sticky Fingers.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
like I said, you need.
Nigga, his name is Stinky Fingers.
It's not Sticky Fingers. Well, she called him that, but
You need 2 black people in the main cast for you to care.
I need more than that to care about something like The Expanse.
They got Dominique Tipper and fine ass in that show, and she's not enough for you.
Nope. Show's just boring. I think that it's just sci-fi. Like, I can do some sci-fi, but not all sci-fi.
I'm like that with fantasy. I can't really do fantasy. That's
Oh,
why.
nigga, look. Devin and I, Kid Awesome and I, were in Anaheim this weekend for a basketball camp, the All-American camp.
Mhm.
And while we were down there, one night I decided, just for shits and giggles, I was gonna watch The Neverending Story again. Nigga, that movie is fucking horrible.
Well, yes.
I mean,
Never ending story.
That nigga is 80s cocaine at its finest. Like, If y'all say that y'all like the Never Ending Story, y'all haven't watched it in a while.
No.
That shit is senseless. It is literally one of the worst movies I've seen that people love.
Yeah, I think going back, I'm not very nostalgic about a lot of things. I do have some things I'm nostalgic about. I'm going through a Halo thing right now where it's just like I'm all Halo everything, but I'm not nostalgic about a lot. But every time I really get nostalgic about something, like I remember this when I was a kid. It was like you probably shouldn't.
Nigga, the horse. When the horse dies, everything that folks are like, oh my god, Artax died. Nigga, it was in the swamps of sadness. The horse got depression and fucking drowned.
Yeah,
Like,
that I seen the thing that I seen recently on Facebook. I seen a thing is a thing of him trying to pull the horse, and it's like the two figurines that you put in a flower pot.
it's I just the look, hey, we need to name our big villain something. Why don't we name it the Nothing?
No, I went. That's not true. I went back and watched Star Trek: The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, and those shits were fucking great.
Yeah, those are awesome. I actually like Star Trek. I just don't like the Expanse.
No, you're talking about. I mean, Scar said stuff from your childhood. I'm saying
I
this.
don't like,
Oh, but your childhood
but
was better
your
than our
your
childhood.
childhood is a lot better than mine.
Yeah, man.
Remember,
Star
I
Trek:
was
Next
born
Generation came out in 1987. That's y'all childhood too. The fuck y'all talking
right.
about?
But like but like I'm talking about a lot of the movies and stuff like that that I loved as a kid. Like some of that shit is
Like Drop
completely
Dead Fred.
Drop Dead Fred. I love that shit. I still love that shit, but I know I shouldn't watch it.
You should not.
I know I shouldn't watch it because it's just fucking stupid. But I mean, we did watch The People Under the Stairs, and it was fucking fantastic. The most
It was
unintentionally
fucking
funny movie.
stupid.
It was the most unintentionally funny movie of all time.
Yeah, when it's unintentionally funny, that makes it awful. So,
The funniness is why I loved it as a kid. Like, so it still works for me.
They should remake that.
They should totally remake The People Under the Stairs.
they could never get it to have that same tone of
The
stupidity.
new Crow comes out next week. Rashanii, you excited?
No, the fuck I'm not.
That's one of your
No.
favorite movies.
It is, and that's why I'm not excited.
Nigga, they making a Spaceball sequel. We are running out of ideas.
And
I
they
am
did
not excited about that
Beetlejuice
either.
next month.
Not excited about that either. I'm just
Why would we do that? Like Beetlejuice wasn't great to begin with. Let's be honest about this. No, it's not.
It's awesome. Beetlejuice is
Come
awesome.
on. Come on, man. Like what is the thing that most people remember from fucking
It's
Beetlejuice?
lightning in a bottle.
it was lightning in a bottle. A like 29-year-old Michael Keaton macking on like a 16-year-old Winona Ryder.
No, I'm talking about the part that we remember mostly is the fucking the dinner party scene with the song. Like that's the thing that we remember the most.
That's what black folks remember.
Of course, because like like other movies that we don't necessarily fuck with is the music part that we remember, like Grease.
And
Oh,
and
it's
Drumline.
Grease is all about is about fucking
Drumline.
the
Are you trying to just piss Scar off?
I don't
The hand
I'm-
drive is all
yeah, the hand drive is and the hand drive is everything. Is after the hand drive, I don't want to see no more of the fucking movie. I don't care.
It's just like, but for black folks, that's the same way that, there are certain movies where you can peek in and see where it is in the movie. And if it's not at the end, you could just come back later. Like You Got Served and 8 Mile and basically any black
But
dance movie.
I hate the fact that there's still people reviewing the end of 8 Mile without seeing the whole movie. I think that's stupid.
Why would
With,
people
like-
review the end of the movie when they haven't seen the movie?
This is there's a lot of reactors who have not seen the movie and they react to the ending scene because they were told the ending scene was so great. But it's like it's great because of the things that he talks about, because those things are in the rest of the movie.
Yeah, he's white. He's a fucking bum. He lives in a trailer with his mom. His boy Future's and Uncle Tom. I would have saw him in the parking lot for that shit.
Lotto match was better.
No.
Lotto should have
Anthony-
won.
Anthony Mackie should have seen that nigga in the streets. Like Anthony Mackie should
He
have punched
couldn't
that nigga
fight.
in
His
the
real
face.
name's Clarence.
No, the, but you know the story, right? I think I told the story before. Right before that scene, Eminem comes to Anthony Mackie and was like, "Yo, I changed it up a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit of personal stuff in there." The stuff that he was saying to Anthony Mackie was his actual life. That look that he had after that shit was over was him being stunned that researched him. Eminem researched him and put his own life shit in that rap.
So Anthony Mackie's real name is Clarence.
No, but I'm just saying this. I mean, that's the story
He
that
went to Cranbrook.
I don't know. We can find out.
That's a private school.
Mm-hmm.
Are his parents still together?
Must be.
I mean, I don't understand what to be mad about in real life. Like, yes, my parents
No,
are.
this he said he was just stunned.
I'm
that-
sorry. I'm sorry. We said that. I said you should be happy about that real life, and then I thought about that nigga from uh Fear of a Black Hat, who was like, "Hey
Yo.
man, he went to Glee. He was in Glee Club. He went to a prep school. Nah, man, that was a pimp school."
Yo, I was talking about Fear of a Black Hat the other day because we were talking about what's his name, Rusty Cundieff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were talking about him the other day, and I was like, man, I ain't watched Fear of a Black Hat in a long time, but I don't want to watch it again and ruin it for myself.
Oh no, it stands the test of time forever. That movie's fantastic. So, blowback. This motherfucking house, my nigga. Like, I shouldn't judge it on one room, but I mean the darkness and the cat and the backgammon and everything that's set up in this fucking house. This one room just makes me think this whole house smells like ass grease.
That's aggressive.
The kitchen just looks so fucking chaotically dirty that you just know the rest of the house just looks bad. Like, it's unfair. That's why, you keep a clean spot. I don't know. But they're setting up a fucking wiretap in this dirty ass hat and this dirty ass house. I'm sorry, thinking about Fear of a Black Hat still. And Shane, who's in there with them, is violently allergic to cats and is just passing the fuck out. If you knew that you were allergic to cats and there's a cat in the house, get the fuck out.
That part.
Apparently the Peruvian coke that they're looking to get information on looks pink under the right light. And also Shane knows who Grandmaster Flash is, which Shane in this show, I don't believe it. I don't believe Shane would know who the fuck Grandmaster Flash is. I feel like he would know who. I feel like he would know who the Grand Wizard is.
No, I think he may just know the name because the name stands out.
From that time, Grandmaster Flash, people know that who he is.
It was 2002.
No, but how old is he in 2002? In his 30s? In his late
know.
30s?
He just looks like he's part of the clan. I'm not talking about Wu-Tang.
In 1982, he was probably 12 years old. He knew who Grandmaster Flash was.
Well, whatever they know, they see the
Also,
Armenian
racist
guys.
people like rap, by the way.
Why? Because they get to say nigger out loud?
Yeah, they just a lot of racist people.
I mean, he's already said it a couple of times in the
Rap
show.
It's just a part of our life. Like, I know people want to gatekeep it, but it's just a part of American life for the last 25 years. So people grow up listening to it and then still be racist.
I don't understand how that works, Bob.
It's just music.
It doesn't make sense to anyone else.
It's music. Can you listen to rock music and be racist?
Yeah, because it's
it's our music too.
It's the music of racist white people.
No, it's our music. That's still rock. Is our
no,
music.
that's country. That's country.
Country is, not in this town. Bring that shit to a small town. That kind of shit. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. So they see
racist.
That nigga should have never been on that fucking song.
The nigga
I don't
had a
give a
muscle
fuck.
chain. Made the hugest fucking mistake. Like, what propelled him to do that? Like, that was
I
stupid.
don't, I don't give a fuck. So, um, they see the Armenians walking in and they call Vic and let him know, hey man, they're coming. And it never fucking fails. In television and movies, it doesn't matter. The scenario is always the same. Like it's always last minute that they leave out the room before whoever is coming in comes in. Even in the old 90s movies, when there was somebody who was hacking and they had that USB that they plugged into a port
Mhm.
in, and the person was right downstairs talking to a beautiful woman who was there to stall them.
There
And
is there has never been a quick download on a USB stick in movie and TV history.
and why the fuck does it always freeze up halfway?
I don't understand it. Like this shit, it's like 3.0s just didn't fucking exist.
And like it's like they're watching the dude coming up the stairs while hey I'm in, and then all of a sudden they're like tapping the keys, they're tapping random keys, and stuff starts downloading as the dude is getting off the elevator, and then it freezes up as they get to the door. But somehow, right as they walk into the door, the hacker gets out scot free, and that's the same thing that just happened in this shit. They set this all up so then Aceveda will look good and get off their back while they also get to secure some pink dope for Rondell. So since they said that shit out loud at the beginning, I know that shit's gonna turn out just perfectly. I fucking bet.
This is
However,
insane.
however, as they listen to the wiretap directly outside of the house that they tapped,
They're speaking Armenian.
they're speaking Armenian.
Who the fuck would think?
Who thought? Who knew that they spoke only Armenian around their friends? And nobody in the car can speak Armenian. So they run up on a college student and ask him to translate. And this motherfucker has the burnt ass audacity, the audacity to be insulted. Hey, these guys are Eastern Armenian. That means they have an accent. Nigga, you can still tell what they saying. It don't change shit. You just want to let people know that they got a fucking accent. I don't know what the fuck that had to
That's
do with anything.
that's a dumb shit. Like somebody asking me to listen to a wiretap, and I'm like, yo, these niggas is from North Carolina. Their accent is different. Like, nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of here with this shit,
Hey, I can't understand this because it's Magoo.
stop. We don't do this to dead people, dog. Sorry, we don't.
No, I'm
We
not
don't.
saying it like it's a bad thing. That's literally like what you would say. I can't write down the lyrics for this because it's Magoo. Well, nigga, yes, you can. It just sounds different. I had a lot more stuff, but after you said he was dead, I had forgotten. Um, so they pay him and don't tell him why he just translated the 6 loads of Indian white bread would arrive at the bakery the next evening at 9:30
If it's pink, why they call it white bread?
because they can't call it pink cookies in a plastic bag being crushed by buildings.
Correct.
Don't do drugs, ladies and gentlemen. They kick that guy out the ride, and then they go bribe a fucking random ass limo driver to lie about driving some guys back from LAX who just happened to be dumb enough to talk about an upcoming drug deal in his limo. So he called the cops and made a statement. Yeah, that'll happen. Hey, Brandon, do you ever Uber?
Yeah,
Do you Uber with your wife?
yeah.
Do y'all talk about your sex life in the car while you're Ubering with somebody driving in front of you?
No, but I don't see anything
Hey,
wrong with it.
Scar, do you Uber?
No,
You don't Uber anywhere?
I have a car. I just drive places.
Scar doesn't drink anymore.
I,
Right?
I, I drink a little bit. I'll have one or two drinks if I'm going to a line dancing event and I need to not feel my legs for a little bit. Um, so
So
that's
if you
pretty much.
drink, you can't feel your legs. That's usually when it's a good time to Uber.
No, but that's while I drink those drinks early, like very early, and then I got a couple of hours to dance and work all that shit off. I'm good. I'm usually good by the time it's time to go home.
I'm gonna dance tonight. They got a line dance to that,
I
don't
thought
they?
you were going to sing the
Probably.
song.
Sweat on my balls? No.
No. Wasn't Wacky D the one like
Wacky
I'm
D
a
is in the
dance?
house.
I can dance. Wasn't that him? Or was that
That
something else?
I say
You
that
know?
I can dance.
Wacky D.
Wacky D's in the house. Wacky D's in the house.
Wacky D!
That's just hilarious.
And I swear I thought they were making fun of CNC Music Factory, but that was really making fun of MC Hammer. And that's just scary because MC Hammer would have shot everybody in that goddamn writer's room if they knew he was making fun of them when it first happened.
Not Gusto.
For real.
You gonna mess with Gusto?
Have you heard the stories of how MC Hammer makes niggas apologize?
Did what did Gusto say? He's 10 generations deep in gangsterdom.
What did MC Hammer say?
10
Red man fucking
generations.
apologize.
10.
Redman, you gonna apologize.
You done made
And
your money
Redman
off
was like,
that
I'm
nigga.
gonna apologize. Diddy was like, I'm gonna apologize. Everybody's like, I'm gonna apologize.
Except for MC Search. They still never apologize because they still don't think that they did anything wrong.
Of course, white people don't think they did anything wrong. Welcome to Corrupt. That's Scar. That's Brandon. I'm the guy who doesn't like The Expanse. What's happening?
You're out your fucking mind, dog.
I probably am, and I'll probably watch it and be like, I was wrong, but you know what? I fucking doubt it. Dutch, this motherfucker. Like, I don't know why I don't like Dutch, but I know why I don't like Dutch. Dutch just sets himself up to be the smartest motherfucker in the room no matter what. He's literally Alexander Hamilton. But he's not. He's just relentlessly white. And he set up a study date with Danny because he's thirsty as fuck. And Claudette is like, yo, your study date ain't going to play out the way you want it to. Like, she ain't going to go to bed with you, homie. But sometimes you just got to say, what the fuck? You know? Like, it might work this time. It doesn't work for y'all, but it might work for me because I'm fucking Dutch.
Claudette was hating.
Straight up. No, Claudette ain't never hating. Claudette is kicking the ballistics to this nigga. Like, yo. Plus, she already knows what we find out later on in the episode.
No, we didn't. We already knew this from the first
Me and
episode.
Scar said this the first time.
The first episode.
Yeah, but I mean, we find out for sure
but
this episode.
the first episode when he tries to holler at her, the first episode, and they come in. What was that? The first episode where the lady was bent over by his crotch, by Dutch's crotch. Was that the 1st episode? Well, yeah, and then they come. Then him and Vic and Shane come in talking shit to him, and he leaves. And then Shane leaves, and then Vic pulls up on her and was like, "Hey, won't you, come see your boy?" And she says, "No, thank you, because your wife." And he was like, "Don't tell me it won't good." He was like, like we already knew they already did the thing. We just knew that it wasn't going on at the time, but fuck it.
But fuck it. So after they present the warrant to Aceveda and everything, he's like he wants the strike team to have backup with them to ensure that everybody comes home this time. That's shade, ladies and gentlemen.
All
That
shit.
is subtle, well done shade. Julian gets visited by Tomas. Julian's like, the fuck are you doing here, bro? Tomas is like, I'm looking for a big black man who I suspect of a hit and run. Ugh. Like,
right? That was very much like like the thing you would say in a really cheesy porno movie.
exactly. Like, I understand that Tomas is openly gay. Okay, that's great. Live your life. But I would think that Julian telling you that he's still closeted because he works with a bunch of people who will literally judge him if he comes out the closet. You know what a good idea is? I'm gonna come to your fucking job. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come to your fucking police office, your police department, and I'm going to talk lecherously, lovingly to you in front of your coworkers and in front of all these prisoners about how a big black man.
I believe the word is sprung. I believe that's what they
Hey,
called it in the 90s.
hey, you know, you could be sprung all you want. Don't come to my fucking job. Don't come to my fucking. And if you're gonna come to my fucking job, don't come to my fucking job talking foolish.
Sprung, a movie that was written and directed by Rusty Cundia.
Because Rusty Cundiff is fucking
Oh,
amazing.
he did that movie.
Yeah,
I
he
Yeah,
didn't
did
know that was
Sprung. He
him.
did Tales from the Hood. He did, um, yeah,
he
he did
played
like four or
he
five.
played in Sprung too.
Yep, he was the main character. But Tomas is like, I'll leave you alone if you promise to call me later. And Julian's like, all right, man, fine. You coerced me into it. I'll call you after, I get off work. Whatever. Um, Again, Danny is showing Dutch the study material for the upcoming sergeant's exam, and Claudette is like, "Yeah, you ain't gonna get no pussy." At the same time, the police are getting ready to. Well, later on that evening, not at the same time. The police are getting ready to raid the Armenians' uh, apartment, and they kick down the door right as Jesus Johnny Depp Christ shoots a dude in the face. But I am here to say, nigga, it's justified.
Why?
Yeah, because
Nigga,
then
that shit was so fucking justified. Why the fuck are you reaching over me as I'm cutting up the dope so that you could take a hit? Nigga, that's rude, that is disrespectful, and it's gross.
yeah,
That's
he
not
deserved that.
justified.
I spent my time cutting up this dope and
I
lining
should
it
get the
up.
first hit, nigga.
Yeah, like for real. Like what the you ain't earned this shit.
You
You
could have
ain't do
smashed his
shit.
hand or something.
Nah, why? I got a
No,
gun.
no, no, nah, he died.
Nah, I
Diamond
got a
Cutter.
gun.
Who but Jesus,
Nah, plus, nigga, you doing that? You reaching over me like that? I can literally take that as disrespect.
but Jesus is played by Kurt Sutter. Do you know who Kurt Sutter is? He is a writer on the show, and he is also the creator of Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah. So,
That's him playing the Armenian dude.
I mean, the the Johnny Depp
They got shot.
Jesus, not Johnny
No,
Depp Jesus.
the one that did
Um,
the crazy one that did the shooting.
but I don't understand why you couldn't wait just a few more moments. I mean, the nigga already had the eye rows set up and everything. Like the I don't do cocaine. I've never done cocaine. I've never seen cocaine get broken down into the things other than in movies and television shows. But everything I know is that when they make them into straight lines of eye, when they make it into the eye shape, the uppercase I, nigga, it's only a few more seconds before your meal comes out. Why are you jumping the gun? Is it really that good? I mean, it's a Peruvian pink, I suppose, but you know this nigga. Unless they invited you to this house and didn't tell you, hey, the nigga cutting this shit up is a motherfucking monster. Whatever you do,
Now
don't rush the nigga.
I think it was just a young dude not knowing his place.
Nah, man. Look, I understand you not knowing your place. That's fine and dandy. But what you're not gonna do is get in my way while I'm doing the Benny Hanna routine on this cocaine. I was about to flip an onion and make it land in the middle of the cocaine. Then we was gonna have cocaine onions, my nigga. And you just reached over and grabbed an onion off the fucking grill, and now I gotta shoot you. Now I gotta clap you. It's just bad luck that the cops came in right as he pulled out his blammer and shot the dude in the face. Cause I know nobody in that room would have snitched. Johnny Depp Jesus looks like he's about that life over and over again and is willing to prove that shit. So after they hem up the three remaining men, Johnny and the big dude who's been in a lot of different movies. Like I don't even know if he's Armenian. He just
Yeah, that dude actually played in. He was the last thing I saw him in was Cobra Kai.
yeah. I don't know if he like I don't I'm saying I don't know if he's Armenian because there's a dude who has played every single race under the sun other than white um, in a ton of movies. He was on Training Day and other movies past that as well. So I never know what race you are. I don't even ask
I mean,
anymore.
I mean Al Pacino.
Played a Cuban. B.
He played Cuban. He played Italian. He's played everything.
Right. So they bag the bricks up, and it ends up being 6 bricks. Danny has told Julian as they go inside the house, because again, Danny and Julian are officers. Everybody else detectives. They're officers. So Danny tells Julian, "Hey, go around back, make sure no one comes in or out. Just watch the door, make sure nobody goes in or out." So next thing you know, the niggas in the kitchen. I don't know how that works when they told him to just stand right here and make sure nobody goes in or out that door. You know what could happen while you're inside the kitchen? Somebody can come in the door. I'm just saying, like, mind your business. This shit don't happen. But when he goes in there, he sees Vic and his boys splitting up the drugs, and I have questions.
The big dude is actually Armenian. I just looked it up.
Okay, good. I still have questions. Vic, you couldn't wait.
No,
You had to
because
do it literally downstairs.
he's a mustache twirling villain, like I told y'all last time.
You couldn't wait until everybody has celebrated and congratulated you and shit, and then y'all drive somewhere else, and then you pass out the drugs. You couldn't wait like maybe 45 more minutes.
No, because when you go to turn in the drugs, you got to send Shane in the opposite direction. Like, because you don't want nobody to see Shane walking out with anything. So you have to send him in the opposite direction.
Well, on top of all that, Scar, Vic, you couldn't stop yourself from repeating over and over again that you don't want your kid to go to Cal Northridge, and then tell Lim to take these drugs straight to Rondell.
Shane.
That that wasn't Shane that he said that to.
Oh, well, he gave it to Shane.
Oh, then he must have said it. I thought he was looking directly at Ron or Lim when he was talking about my kid ain't gonna go to Northridge. He might have been looking at him while he was telling Shane, take these to Rondell, which, you know, then they come outside saying they got 4 bricks, and Julian knows there's more because he fucking watched him stuff it in a bag. So now he's got an attitude. Meanwhile, Shane is supposed to take the drugs straight to Rondell,
Shane is such a fuck up.
but instead he stops by his girlfriend's house to try and have sex with her.
I mean, he was hot. He was excited from the bus. He needed the bus.
Just
Yeah,
drop the
well,
fucking drugs off and come back.
exactly.
If you got a high from stealing the drugs, you probably got another high from making sure that the drugs got to the person who was actually gonna give you some fucking money for it.
You know what you're not allowed to do on Grand Theft Auto? When you're doing a mission like this, delivering drugs, and they probably would have called it something like dealing the drugs or delivering the shit. But you're not allowed to stop off anywhere else. It'll literally tell you you're going to fail if you don't get your ass back in that fucking car.
Exactly. Because getting out of that fucking car is stupid.
Mm-hmm. So while he's inside getting his 15 minutes of
Where does
fame,
his girlfriend live? He dating women in the hood, white women in the hood.
the white women can live in the hood. Stop being
It's
racist.
it's like, I mean, it's California, it's LA. Like that place that she lived at looked like the hood, but the rent is probably still like $3,000 a month.
Not in 2002. It was probably like
2,500. But
1,600 a month.
we
But
still talking about LA.
Getting the car stolen.
But
You
yeah,
know a place in the neighborhood to get your car stolen.
I know a lot of places in the neighborhood where you can get your car stolen. A lot of places in California where you can get your car stolen. If you just park your car and walk directly 3 steps away from your car, they'll try and break into your shit. Because what the fuck you gonna do? So we were in Oakland. I will name names. We were in Oakland, and we parked in front of a camera because I ain't no fucking dummy. And the folks who didn't park in front of the camera, the people in front of our car, the people in back of our car, and the van that was like 4 cars in front of us, they all got broken into while we were in the Tony concert. And it felt good to get in my car and drive the fuck home, but I felt bad because one of the cars that was broken into was a van that was owned by a homeless family who didn't have nothing but the stuff that was in the van. And guess what they didn't have anymore? The fucking stuff that was in the van.
You know what you could have said. It felt good.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
I just don't, I don't dive at slow pitches anymore. I saw it. Come on, man. You got to know. I see every angle of a joke when it's that obvious.
You don't dive in slow pitches. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Word. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So next time I mention AfterBuzz TV, you're gonna say
Afterbird. I can't even.
exactly.
It's just because it's so hard to not. But yeah, no, they robbed this nigga, and we just got in our car and went home. Like he was standing out there crying to the moon, like why, like that kind of like anguish, like real talk. And we were just like, that's fucked up. Get in the car.
Yeah, for real.
Get in the car. Dude was stomping up and down the street, just this homeless dude whose stuff got broken into. And it's like
your car and
shitty.
your home get taken in the same swipe, yo.
Like, nigga, where the fuck were you? Where'd you go? That was my question. I didn't want to ask him while the shit was getting broken into, but where'd you go? This is your home. It isn't like you got out your car and went to a show. Where'd you go?
You went to the show.
There's a welcome to the jungle joke right there. I just want to say that I didn't go. No, welcome to the jungle. The Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses. There's a breakdown of that song. Where did you go? Where did you go?
No, that's too much. So there's a point.
There was a joke there, and I didn't take it.
You literally talked about it, which means you took it.
No,
you discussing it means you took the joke. That's just the way it works. So Julian is just like, yo, anybody who can hear me, this shit is fucked up. Like, nobody saw what I saw. And as Vic logs the bricks in the evidence, Acevedo's like, that's weird, you know, that you log in bricks, but you ain't logging no money, homie. Vic's like, it was a delivery, not a buy. Like, we both want the same thing, bro. We both want to protect taxpayers and lock up criminals.
Duh.
That's pretty much. That's pretty. He can't even ask about them bricks because he don't know yet. He was asking about money. Like, I know you trying to steal shit. And Acevedo's like, you know what? I'm cool with us both protecting criminals and locking up taxpayers as long as we're going about the same way. And so Vic is like, man, I know I'm to blame for Terry's death, but neither of us can change what happened.
No, you can't change what happened. No.
Yeah, it's like, yo,
He's
like,
right.
I love how he just keeps telling the truth.
right? Like, I killed Vic. I'm feeling really sorry, but I can't do shit about it.
I can't do nothing about it now. Nigga dead.
He dead. Shane, at the same time, comes out of his girlfriend's house, sees the car is gone, tells his girlfriend to put on her shoes, takes her car, and starts hunting for this fucking missing black navigator. And his girl is like, hey, there goes a black navigator. And he's like, shut the fuck up. And she's like, no, for real, it's right there. So he pulls over white boys and makes them get out the car.
I'd like to see that. Equal.
That's actually a problem. It's actually a problem with the script.
What was the problem with the script?
The navigator is actually blue.
Ah.
For the whole rest of the story, the navigator is blue.
So he pulls a gun on these kids and makes them pull over, screaming that he's a cop. They pull over. He goes to their car. He can't find nothing except for some tampons because they went to the store for one of their moms. So he waits. After that's done, he waits until the next morning to go over to Vic's house, who is having breakfast with his wife and talking about his son Matthew, but not his daughter, because apparently the only person in the house he fucking cares about is his son Matthew, because he's a man. Um, Shane comes in and covertly tells him, "Hey, the shit got snatched, bro. Like, hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but the ball got fumbled and somebody else picked it up and then drove off in a car with it.
What were they doing with that coke anyway?
They were gonna give it
They
to
would,
Rondell."
they would
Oh,
give it the Black Power Ranger.
And so Vic tells Shane to call Lim and Ronnie, and he's like, "Nobody steals from us." Apparently they do, cause they did, and it's done. Um, Also, I want to say that Shane is really fucking stupid. I love Walter Goggins as much as the next person. Or
Walton.
Walton Goggins. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Got it
right.
right. Yeah, cool. Whatever. But
Baby
in
Billy.
this show, he plays Shane so well that I just dislike Shane more than I dislike anyone else in the fucking show.
How can you
Oh
dislike Baby
wait,
Billy?
oh
That
wait,
might change over time, but right now, Shane is a fuck up that I can't stand.
oh wait.
I dislike Vic.
Um, Vic tells Lim and Ronnie to tell Robin to tell Rondell what happened about the shit getting stolen, and takes Shane to meet with Officer Lester Hoffman, who wants to join the strike team. He also tells him about a stolen car seller named Mark while he sits and waits for somebody to come over to his trap car and try and break into it so he can arrest him. I hate cops like this. Cops who leave a bike just sitting on the ground in a bad neighborhood and then wait for somebody to come pick up the bike and then arrest them for stealing the bike.
But I mean,
You
if you
back in the
don't,
blue scar?
if you don't want to steal nothing, then you ain't got nothing to worry about.
I mean, I don't want to steal it, but I don't want to walk home either.
I guess you got some decisions to make.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an Uber. So Vic tells him after Lester tells Vic, "Hey, keep my name in mind about joining the strike team." Vic looks at Shane and is like, "You know what? An opening might be coming around. Hopefully, that means Shane's about to get shot." Um,
I hope not.
Julian, I hope so. Julian asks Lily, who's in evidence, how many bricks were logged in Vic's bus, and she tells him four, even though, like I said, there were six. Um,
10 homes, 8 bricks. About to trade the 8 bricks for a spaceship. That's what Cam said.
Cam said a lot of stuff, including on the fantastically named bottom of the pussy hole. Um,
Yeah, but I didn't hear what you said. What is that?
That's the name of the song.
it's the name of a song by Cameron.
Can you
Bottom of the
imagine
pussy hole.
trading 8 bricks for a spaceship? I feel like that don't add up. I feel like that does not add up.
I don't think you know how dope fiends work because they will literally give you anything for 8 bricks.
A spaceship?
If they had one, nigga, I know people who would get cars. Like, so I don't know if they said this shit back in Baltimore. I don't know. But out here, niggas will rent a vehicle to take it to the dope dealer to trade for drugs. Same with renting television, same with renting video game systems, same with renting all that stuff, which is A, why a lot of those rental centers went out of business, and B, where the phrase dope theme rental came from.
I saw Snowfall. I know how your kinfolk get down.
What can I say?
Do you
The
know
money
what?
is there.
You know the phrase, "You don't have a pot to piss in." You know where that came from?
Or a window to throw it out of.
Yeah, it's they actually back in the day, tanneries used to have people piss in pots so they can use it to tan leather.
Uh
And
huh.
if you didn't have a pot to piss in, that means you were really poor because you couldn't sell your piss to the tannery dude.
Let's get it crunk in the tannery.
Yeah,
So, um, meanwhile, Dutch and Claudette are interrogating Johnny Depp Jesus, whose real name is Margot Desarian, um, about the bus. But they're not saying anything to them because why the fuck would I talk to you?
ain't nobody
Um,
saying shit.
Claudette tells Aceveda that the other Armenians are terrified of Desarian because he's been arrested but not jailed in several countries, and has probably killed people there too, and has just returned from a short trip to Peru. Aceveda tells Claudette to get a search warrant on his Glendale apartment, and she's like, "I'm already working on it," because Claudette is the best person in this show, hands down. Vic and Shane visit Mark, the stolen car dealer, and get him to inform on Ricardo. And somehow they just make it inside of Ricardo's fucking house. Um, but before that happens, Desarian is walk or sees Danny walking past the cage where they have him
It sounds like the
uh,
name of a
a
dragon
holding
on
tank.
Game of Thrones.
What, Desarian?
Yes.
Well, they have him hemmed up in the
No, it sounds
holding
like
tank.
it sounds like somebody from the West Coast pronouncing someone named Darian's name.
Also on industry this week, really quick, this was really funny. There was a girl on the show named Katie, and her name was spelled Caedi. Katie. And she
Caedi,
Di. Katie.
Katie.
I died laughing.
Was she white?
Yeah, she was white. And then there was another white lady who was yelling at somebody and talking about you're my godmother to my daughter, and she's like, "You are the godmother of Bodicea."
Of who?
Bodicea.
Ain't that a song?
I have no clue.
Bo-
Bodicea.
Bodicea. And Katie with an A-E and an I and a C.
So Desarian is, as Danny's walking by, says something to her in Armenian, and she repeats the Dutch. So then he can translate it and get back to her later. She says it well enough that he's able to figure out what it is. Spoiler alert. Vic and Shane break into Ricardo's apartment and get him to give up Dina Klein. They're like, "Who stole the car?" And he's like, "Some girl that I've been training to get into the game." And the woman who's sleeping in the bed next to him is like some girl he's been trying to fuck. And I don't know if that was his wife, if that was his girlfriend, if that was just a fuck buddy or a sister. But she shouldn't know your business like that, fam. That, while she's in bed with you, she knows that this is somebody that you've been trying to get in bed as well. It's not like that's not a good player tactic right there.
Not at all.
Um, Dina has the truck. Um, and Vic tells Shane to go find her along with Lim and Ronnie. And Vic returns to the station and tells Danny, "Hey, the vehicle that got stolen had the strike team's weapons in the back. So if you find it, let me know so I can call it in."
Mm-hmm.
Julian's watching, and Julian is very not happy joy about this whole situation. So he goes to Claudette and asks her what he should do. First of all, she's like, "Are you coming to talk to me because I'm black?"
That's exactly why he came to talk to her.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you expecting me to say something nice or pithy to you because you're black and I'm black?
You should if you're not a terrible
I,
person.
I'm too jaded for that shit. Like, what the fuck do you want, bro? Well, what if I saw an officer do something illegal right in front of me? What should I do? She was like, you are literally putting two different jobs at risk, yours and theirs. So keep that in mind when you go out there to risk your career real quick. He doesn't take her seriously, I guess, because he goes straight to Aceveda and tells him
That's right.
that he saw.
You the person who be wanting to see good cops all the time, and you taking the bad cop side.
I'm not taking the bad cop side. I am literally saying the same thing I said on Twitter. This is why I wouldn't be a cop, because I would go out there and do the right thing and get shot.
Yep.
And this is just playing out in real time. I'm watching him like this is the shit that I was talking about. I be the person whistleblowing on cops who are doing bad shit to good people, and I get shot, or they wouldn't bat me up in a firefight, or they do something else that would get me in harm's way.
Well, I will give Claudette credit on this one.
She warned him.
No, not on that. If he was snitching because Vic beat the shit out of some innocent person, then yeah, go for it. But you worried about them taking some coke on the side? You willing to risk your job because of a crime that hurt nobody?
Yeah, he did it all for the cocoa.
That shit didn't hurt nobody. Vic taking that cocaine.
Yeah, but he's very new to the job. Remember, he still believes in the, I guess we're probably up to 22 rules that Danny has told him.
22 twos.
Okay.
He doesn't know 22 twos.
What is 22 twos?
He don't know
Exactly.
22 twos.
He's not a Jay-Z fan.
How do you not know 22 twos?
He's not a Jay-Z fan.
Oh my god. I am so disappointed right now.
The fact that I stopped being disappointed in that a long time ago.
Oh my god.
He said he'll take E40 over Jay-Z any day of the week.
Did I?
It's twice that simple.
Did I say that?
Yes, you have on multiple occasions.
Oh, then I must have fucking meant it. I mean, I like Jay-Z, but nigga, just because I don't know one fucking song, like, get the fuck out of my
22
face.
twos, I feel like is a very like quintessential Jay-Z song.
What album is it from?
Reasonable Doubt.
What else is on that album?
Can I Live? Dead Presidents.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
Can I hustle? Like, what are we
I know
talking
that
about?
song. I know all three of those songs.
I mean, those were the singles. Ain't no nigga.
I know that song.
No, that wasn't on there. That was on volume
Yes,
one.
Scar, you ain't no real Jay-Z fan, Scar.
Ain't no nigga like the one I got is on Reasonable Doubt.
Is it? I thought for sure Rashanii was about to play 22 twos, but no, he didn't.
I am not. I'm not gonna play 22 twos. Like, I'm not gonna do that. It's just I live in a day and age where when I started listening more to Jay-Z, there was this wonderful thing out called Spotify. So if a song didn't have more than,
Oh yeah, ain't no nigga was on.
let's say, 30,000 listens on Spotify, why the fuck am I gonna listen to it?
I feel like 22 twos gotta have.
Ain't no niggas like early in the album too. It's like track 4 or 5, right?
I'm about to look this shit up.
Number 9.
Brandon, you did.
Oh, really? I was wrong. Okay, cool.
Reasonable
22
Doubt.
twos.
Oh, I don't pay for Spotify, so I can't see how many listen downloads it has.
I'm about to tell you because I pay for Spotify. Because why the fuck not? Like,
Apple
what the
Music.
fuck do you pay for? Oh, so you pay for that.
Apple Music.
22 twos in the midst of all of this shit. um, is not as esteemed as y'all think it is. Yeah. I mean, in the midst of Brooklyn's finest and Dead Presidents having 47 million listens, 22 Twos has 6 million listens
That's a lot.
compared to 47 million.
I mean, sounds like a lot to me, but I don't know. I don't use Spotify, so I can't tell you.
'Brooklyn
6
Finest got
million.
Biggie in it though, so that's not fair.
Okay, cool. I was hoping you said that. Dead Presidents 2 has 47 million.
That was the first single.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, cool. Let's keep walking. Can't Knock the Hus has 35 million.
That's got Mary
Murder
J.
Blige.
Blige. What about Can I Live? What's that got? That's the best song on the album.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah,
Can I
what that
Live
got?
has 12 million listens.
See?
Can I Live Part 2 with Memphis Bleak has 1 million listens.
And Can I Live is the best song on the album.
So what's so great about 22 Twos?
He says 22 twos in the song.
Does he say I got 22 lighters on the dresser? Yes, sir. Is that where that came from?
No,
No, he says the word two
that
22
that dude
times in
that
the
dude found
song.
that dude found Jesus and changed it to 22 Bibles or whatever on the dresser. But yeah, that dude found Jesus eventually.
Uh, you just look behind the couch. So, okay, we did all of that. Julian goes and snitches the Aceveda and tells him, I know what I saw. I saw the strike team take these 2 bricks. So Aceveda's like, and they put it into the car and they drove off with it. So Aceveda asked an administrative assistant if the truck that got checked out is back in yet. And the administrative assistant is like, no. And the guy is looking for it because it was supposed to be back in like hours ago. So Vic is at Matthew's neurologist appointment as the neurologist tells him, hey, buddy, your son is a really great kid, loving and kind, open, honest, and funny. But he's got autism. No, hell no, nah, man, nah. My son autistic? Pfft, nah, no way. Not my kid. My kid can't be autistic. That's crazy talk. My kid's not stupid. Who you calling stupid? Is he got to ride in the little yellow bus? My son, because he's autistic? Get the fuck out of my
He
face.
said the blue bus.
In my town, the blue bus is the one that they take you upstate on.
Absolutely, the blue bus is the prison bus. Absolutely.
So I just figured he fucked up because I know in California there's no such thing as a little blue bus that takes kids to any school. I ain't never seen a little blue school bus. They were like, he is going to have to be in special classes. Is he? What? No, not my kid. You get out of my face. You don't know anything about this. I have 2 autistic children. Yeah, that makes sense. Like in the early 2000s, I guess the things that we were against vehemently were gay people and special needs children. Because the reaction to this was like somebody died. Oh my God, no. Not my son. Not Matthew. So anyway, Vic gets a call from Aceveda because he got a call from the mother of the young man that Shane pulled over and pulled out a gun against. And Aceveda is more concerned about the fact that Shane believed the vehicle was stolen, and that's why he was pulling people out of cars and shit. Vic is like, I don't know nothing about that shit, bro. I don't know nothing about that at all. Why don't you go ahead and check with Shane? And then he hangs up. But Shane calls Vic, and they discuss what to do next because Aceveda put out an APB on the truck throughout California. Nigga, y'all fucked 6 ways from Sunday.
Yep.
An APB goes out about a police vehicle, them cops is about to do rule number 17 all day long. Beat somebody's ass and ask questions later. Anyhow, the strike team meets up because uh they found the girl's apartment. They found Dina's apartment, but her roommate told them that she's out getting waxed. They're starting to panic, blaming each other because they know that their fingerprints are all over the bricks. Like they didn't pick them up to bag them up. We picked up the drugs from the location. We bagged them up. On the way to evidence, Shane's car got stolen. Somebody stole these last two bricks. Why are the other six bricks over here in this bag? Because we were gonna use these in a separate thing that we were doing. And before we could get there, the car got jacked. I'm standing by that. But they blame Shane because they're like, yo, girl ain't even that cute.
They gave him the business over old girl.
They literally hit this nigga. They were like 3 steps away from you. Brought your bitch to the Waffle Hut. Oh, J.K. Simmons.
That's Mountain Girl.
Can't keep secrets with Mountain Girl. Mother half. Oh, we met at an irritable bowel syndrome. I can't mention. That place must have been shitty. But Vic orders Ronnie to wait for what?
I just said, sir.
He orders Ronnie to wait for Dina to come home and takes Shane to start searching nearby waxing places. At the same time, Dutch and Claudette report to Aceveda that Desarian's apartment is filled with maps and translation dictionaries, but nothing incriminating. Danny asks Dutch if he translated Desarian's speech, and he tells her, yeah, he said that you got delicious feet. Mm-hmm. Somewhere out there's a football coach who's like, you know what? I agree wholeheartedly. At the same time, when Danny comes through there and the guy says something to her, Johnny Depp says something to her in Armenian, another guy who has no place to even be speaking says, hey, this is the first thing that this homophobic slur said all day. For that, he died.
Yep.
Johnny Depp broke his fucking neck in front of everybody with his bare hands.
That dude is crazy.
Hey, man, how'd you die? Oh, man, I died in a fire. Hey, man, how'd you die? I got hit in a drive-by. Hey, man, how'd you die? Man, I was walking across the street and got hit by a runaway car. Hey, man, how'd you die? So,
I called somebody the alternate F word and they snapped my neck like a twig.
I overheard somebody talking to a police officer. It was the first time he had spoken, so I decided to comment on it. I may have said some words, and the next thing I know, I'm up here with you. Sir, you're not up. Oh, shit. So, Danny and Julian find Dina and pull over her truck, or Shane's truck, and Dina tries to tell them, I'm going to get my brother from school because my father beats him, and if he gets there first, he's going to beat him because that's what he does. Danny's like, do you always pick up your brother from school in a stolen vehicle? And Dina's like, I tried. Fuck it. Nothing venture, nothing gain. Sometimes you can get out of the fucking ticket.
And then Dudley Do Right had to call it in.
Yeah, Danny was like, hey, come over here real quick. Hey, Vic told me that if I found this car to let him know so we can call it in. And Julian was like, I'm not risking my job for you.
Do the kids know Dudley Do Right? Is that too old of a reference?
If they know George of the Jungle, then they know Dudley Do Right.
Do they know George of the? Do they know George of the Jungle? Other than that movie that Brendan Fraser really did.
Do they know that?
Yeah.
That shit was 20 years ago.
Watch out for that tree. George,
Oh.
George, George of the jungle, friend to you and
I
me.
feel like people know that just the phrase Dudley Do Right.
Watch out for that
Yeah,
tree.
Georgia the Jungle came out in '97. I was still in high school.
Yeah, that was 28 years ago.
Yeah, the kids don't know this shit. Look, I barely know this shit. I ain't never seen it. So
I watched the cartoon, but I ain't.
I was in high school. I was fucking. I won't think about that shit.
Don't nobody care that you were fucking, bro.
I care that I was fucking. Thank
I'm
you,
sure
sir.
you do. Like, I'm sorry that you were fucking at such a young age.
Am I supposed to believe that Danny doesn't think that anything is suspicious about Vic being so gung ho about keeping this shit on the low?
No, she doesn't.
No,
She doesn't.
Danny's an officer. They do not um, portray her as being smart.
And also, like we're talking about an officer that she fucks sometimes, so she's more than likely going to believe him.
By sometimes he means like all the time. So, um, he's like, I gotta call it in because I ain't risking my job for you. And Aceveda arrives on the scene to find the car empty.
He
And
came up
Vic and
there personally.
Where's the fucking coke? There's no fucking coke. What do you mean? There's no fucking coke? Oh, that was what you call it?
I got Pepsi.
Usual suspects. What do you mean? There's no fucking coke? It was also used on Iron Man, right?
Mm.
Ghostface album, right before Assassination Day.
Oh, you mean Iron Man? I thought you meant the
I
movie
said
Iron Man.
Ghostface. No, Ghostface.
So Aceveda interrogates Dina by himself and is like, "Yo, where's the rest of it?" And she's like, "The rest of what? I stole a car." And she's like, "But if there was something else in the car." I mean, I'm talking to the fucking chief right now. Like I'm talking to the big wig of this whole building right now over a fucking stolen car, bro. There's more than that going on.
Hmm.
What's it worth to you? And she demands to be let off for car theft if she tells him where the drugs were.
This is the part I need
He
y'all to
confirms
explain
there
to
were
me
drugs in the car.
as we go through
Hmm?
this, because I did not understand how Vic got there before them,
Got there before who?
before Acevedo and his people.
He didn't. He got there right after they got there.
Yeah, he didn't get there before they did.
Yeah, he got there like literally right after they
No, no,
did.
not to the car. I'm talking about to the coat. I didn't understand
Oh,
how he got to the coat before them.
yeah. But Danny informs Vic. This is how. Danny informs Vic that Dina called a pawn shop after she stole the truck. And as she walks past Johnny Depp, she yells at him to stop staring at her feet.
But like, she's wearing boots. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, it's not like she was wearing some flip flops or some shit. Like, this nigga's weird, son.
I don't know. I don't
Not
know.
kink shaming, Scar.
I have a foot fetish, so like I'm not kink shaming at all. But like she got on boots, so like you can't even really see her feet. So like, what are we talking about here? She's wearing boots.
Mexicans got on boots.
Mexicans got on boots.
See, see.
Mexicans got on boots. See, see.
So, so, Vic and Shane find their guns at a local pawn shop that Danny literally directed them to and interrogate the owner at knife point. And he's like, I don't know nothing about this shit. And they're like, bullshit, because there go our guns right there on your fucking shelf.
You got guns and shit.
So he tells them that Dina sold the bricks to Freddie, who's the other pawn shop worker. That's how they got there first, by doing good old police work with a head start due to Danny. They burst into Freddie's apartment to find him dead because he overdosed on the coke. Rule number 22, children, don't get high on your own supply.
I feel like that's
So they
like
flushed the
number
bricks.
two, right? Two or three.
Hmm?
Isn't that number
What?
2 or 3?
Of what?
The 10 crack commandments.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was high on the 10 crack commandments list.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking about the 10 crack commandments list. I was thinking
So,
about
so were you
Ice
were you
Ice
were
Cube.
you were you not a Biggie fan either?
Mm. Honestly, I could do without the 10 crack commandments. I was thinking about Ice Cube and Dope Man.
Oh,
Who
dope
said
man.
it first? Were you not an NWA fan?
Yeah, I was.
So you went straight to Biggie. Nah,
I'm the
NWA.
dope man, yeah, boy, wearing corduroys. Money up to here, but unemployed.
So you know some words. Good for
I
you.
know the whole.
You also thought that was Biggie's lyrics when it wasn't. To be a dope man, boy, you must qualify. Don't get high off your own
I know,
supply.
but you gave it a number. We were referring to the number.
I was referring to the numbers that Danny is giving people on this show.
Yeah.
Mm. So they flush the bricks and they clean up the scene as Aceveda approaches, including cleaning off the dope from Freddie's face, because you know that would be suspicious if they saw that there was dope on his face as well. And Aceveda comes in right as they finish up, and the strike team leaves victorious. Vic goes home and he's like, hey, what's going on? And Corinne, his wife, is like, hey, Matthew just went to sleep. Cause he's like, I was hoping to come home and tuck Matthew in. And she's like, Matthew went to sleep. No mention of the other children, because why? So he comes in and kisses Matthew goodnight.
There's other children. There's only one right now, right? One other.
Well, there's still another child.
Yeah.
The child literally got assaulted by Matthew, and she ain't getting no love.
She ain't even get no screen time.
Right?
She get no screen time.
Nigga,
The
Charlie
actress,
bit my finger, and you don't even care.
that's actually what you call it, Michael Chiklis's daughter, right? The one who plays the older daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
That's a
his wife is played by the show creator's wife, Sean Ryan.
So Vic is feeling so broken up about Matthew and about the drugs and about everything that's going on that while Danny is studying with Dutch at her house, she gets a telephone call and says, "Oh, a friend of mine is going through a hard time and she's gonna come over here because she needs my help."
You knew Dutch was going to try to figure out who the fuck was coming by that house, right?
That's some stalker ass shit, though.
But you knew that he was going to do that, right?
Yeah, I knew
He's
he was
an,
gonna be a
he's an,
stalker ass
he's
nigga.
an obsessive.
yeah, that's true.
So, meanwhile, before he finds out who was actually coming to the house, Julian keeps his promise and goes to visit Tomas and tries again to say that he's not gay by quoting the Bible.
I'm not gay. Oh,
Okay, so
And
that's
then
oh,
they
South
end up
Park.
having sex again.
that's South Park.
Claudette is informed by Aceveda that Johnny Depp escaped custody as he was being transported by um, unlocking the van from the inside and jumping out of it at 10 miles an hour and probably landing on his face because he was handcuffed. But he's free,
That nigga crazy, son.
right? And Danny's friend is revealed to be Vic, who's exhausted by the day's events. And while Dutch is stalking Danny, he sees Vic and Danny kiss in the doorway and says, "Oh, you've got to be shitting me," as Vic closes the front door. So Vic went home, saw his son, gave his son a kiss, came back, and fucked Danny.
That's his enemy.
Who, Danny?
No, Vic. That's his enemy.
Oh, yeah, duh. But still, I'm like, I don't know. I just hate cheaters. I mean, the show itself is funny, but I hate people who cheat. So even in this, it's annoying to me that it's happening. So just open. It's also annoying to me that somebody got an uncredited credit or an uncredited credit as Black Sergeant Officer.
I mean, all of the writers of the show are white dudes. I mean, one of them wrote himself in the show. Like, what are we talking about here?
My name is Black Sergeant Officer. I'm here to help.
I mean, one of them wrote himself in the show. One of them wrote his wife in the show.
Hmm. One of them wrote a black guy into the show. So,
Yeah.
Brandon, you got anything?
Uh-uh.
You sure you don't have anything?
Yeah, sure.
Not even nothing about, I don't know, off the top of my head, industry?
We doing a podcast called We Was Banking, talking about HBO's industry.
They are. Where can they check it out at?
Everywhere you get podcasts. And then what the veterans say, and then what you vets say.
Mm-hmm. That's what I say. Scar, you got anything?
No, I thought about picking up a microphone the other day and just talking, just because I wanted to talk. But I ended up talking to my lady, and that feeling went away.
Scar's making cookies again, Rashani.
I did not.
Better not be. Better. You better fucking not be.
The last ones I made were fucking dope, though. White chocolate, macadamia, and lemon cookies. Fucking fantastic.
I wouldn't be silent like this if the nigga didn't owe me cookies and candles
That's true. I do. The candles.
and the cookies.
We ain't never talked about no cookies. You discuss cookies. We did not talk about cookies.
You know when the cookies came into play? When the candles didn't arrive since fucking December, my nigga.
Okay, what kind of cookies?
December.
What kind of cookies you want?
We are almost into September.
What,
That is nearly
kind-
9 months.
what kind of cookies you want?
I don't know, just surprise me.
No, ain't no surprise. Well, I don't have to do it without nuts now because Ken is not around, right?
He's around. I don't give a fuck. He's a grown ass man.
Because the first time I made something, I had to.
Kenny is a grown ass man. If that nigga, that was when the last time you made me cookies, that nigga was like 11. If that nigga eats a cookie and doesn't ask, hey, what's in this? He getting what he deserves.
Damn, that's fucked up, dog.
It's really not. If you're a grown ass person and you just eating any and everything and you know you're allergic to stuff, I can't help you.
Okay.
You brought that shit to your own front door.
Word.
Word life.
I'm deadly serious. Like, yeah, if it was my niece who's like 2 years old, yeah, I'd be like, don't do it, because if she sees cookies, she gonna just take a cookie. If it was my nephew who was like 13 or 14, I'd be like, you know what? He should be asking, but just to be safe, don't do it. Nigga, Neff is about to be fucking 23 years old.
It took you a little too long to figure that part out.
Yeah, because him and Bella are like back to back.
Okay.
So I know Gogo's birthday is about to come up, and then his comes up later on. So I had to do the math in my head real quick. But he's about to be 23 years old, my nigga. Like, if you don't stop your appetite to ask what the fuck is in this cookie that's literally got nuts sitting on the top of it, nigga, you deserve to die from that bag of famous Amos.
God damn. Didn't he just die too?
Rest in peace. Nigga was 88. All y'all motherfuckers better pay homage to the best black baker in the business.
Them cookies was alright.
That had his shit stolen. They stole
You
his
know
shit.
what? You know what? You're saying his shit was all right, but we're not factoring in what they probably taste like when they were fresh. His shit was so good that he was able to package them in bags and sell them across the country like legal dope.
That's an excellent point.
But it was so good that the white people stole it from him and kept the name.
Kept the name. So his shit was, that's how I think about stuff. Like, everything will get lost in translation if it sits in a store for like 6 months until somebody buys it. But I'm sure his
Not
cookies hot
butterscotch
probably taste
crumpets.
like magic. Oh my god, I love butterscotch crimpets, but no. So they got a place around here called Insomnia Cookies.
I've heard of it. We got one, and I know there's
Yeah,
one at least
they
in
all
Wings.
over the place. They got them here too. I don't like them that much. Brandy likes them.
So you tried them.
Yeah,
I've never been.
insomnia and crumble.
Crumble got them big ass cake cookies.
I don't. I've never had it. I've never had
Yeah,
either.
yeah. And I've never had insomnia, but I know Crumble got the big ass like thick cookies that are just like you got to eat them with a fork and cut them in pieces and shit. But insomnia has a peanut butter and jelly cookie that is a peanut butter cookie stuffed with grape jelly. And if it was strawberry, I would fuck with it. I just feel like that would be amazing. But it's grape, so I can't because I don't know anybody who honestly likes grape jelly like that.
Most people.
Better than strawberry jelly?
Grape jelly is the default.
Just because it's a default doesn't mean it's the best. Nigga, for a long time, the default was when you push down on your controller, your shit looks up.
Yeah, but it's the default because that's what most people prefer.
No, it's the default because it's the first thing somebody did and it just stuck that way.
And if
I
you
don't got
go,
no fucking grape jelly in my house. All I got is strawberry. Maybe some blackberry. Some marmalade if Nisha's feeling froggish. But ain't no grape jelly in my house. Scar, you got grape jelly in your house?
Yes.
You got strawberry jam in your house?
Fuck no.
see,
So you don't even like strawberry jam.
Well, I don't. I don't eat it. Well, it's in my house, but I ain't said that. Never said that I was the one to eat it. I'm no fucking peanut butter.
Nigga, you saying fuck no. You saying fuck no like you're taking a stand on this shit. When you
But
don't
if
eat
I
it.
was gonna make something, it's gonna be great.
grape is the default. I don't know what
Some
Rashawn's talking about.
some
So Brandon,
Welch's.
you like grape jelly better than strawberry jam.
I don't
Fuck
like
yes.
jam. I like preserves.
Strawberry preserves,
Just
nigga.
give a nigga some Welch's and I'll be just fine.
But if I
And the
go
tea
like the
like
McDonald's
cheese
and I
egg.
get a sausage biscuit, I'm getting me grape jelly.
It's not really how this works, but okay. Um so yeah, Scar, you got anything coming up?
No, never.
Because, Brandon interrupted by busting you out about the cookies.
I was joking.
I would love to have candle scents around my house for Christmas, Scar.
I will make sure that you have about it.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
100%. And I will make sure that you get some extra shit too.
Yes, I will get some cookies.
I don't know about no cookies, but
I will get my cookies. Yes, we will dance as David dance, my nigga, as soon as I get them cookies. So I am about 1 month away from having surgery that is going to have me in a 3-week recovery period.
okay.
So we will see when that comes to fruition and see what that means for me as far as when we get closer to that time. 916-633-1537. Return to oswald@gmail.com is the email address. Scar's on Twitter at Scarfinger. Brandon's on Twitter at That Cool Black Nerd. Black is spelled BLK. I'm there at Ratchet Book Club. You can leave a review for the show on Spotify. It takes like 13 seconds. You can also leave a review for the show on Podchaser. Copy and paste that into the Good Pods app, and then copy and paste that into the Apple Podcast app. And you could donate to the show at patreon.com/single simulcast. You can also donate to the show at buymeacoffee.com/sscast.
You can buy us a drink.
And you can go to the Good Pods app and leave a tip in the tip jar.
And the end, just a tip.
Thank y'all so much for listening. We greatly appreciate it.